One of my biggest youth ministry fails was when I was a single guy and I had recently been spending time with a lady friend named Kristen. I was at church and I decided to ask her out on an official date. So I texted her and I asked her if she would like to hang out sometime. She just said, okay. I texted her back and said, I just want to be really clear that I'm interested in you and I would like to take you out on a date to see what could happen. He said she never texted me back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
After a couple hours, I checked the phone again to see if Kristen had texted me back, only to realize in horror that I had not texted my lady friend, Kristen. I had texted the Kristen from our youth group who was 15 years old and on the worship team. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Youth Group Chronicles.
What up?
YGC, baby.
Hello to our Instagram live audience. Jack, welcome to the show. Jay. All right, let's kick this off. This is a story from Delmar. Delmar said,
Taco?
One of my biggest youth ministry fails was when I was a single guy and I had recently been spending time with a lady friend named Kristen.
Kristen the Christian.
I was at church and I decided to ask her out on an official date. So I texted her and I asked her if she would like to hang out sometime. She just said, okay.
Oh.
So this struck me. I was struck by the brevity of her response, and I decided to be more forward. I texted her back and said, I just want to be really clear that I'm interested in you, and I would like to take you out on a date to see what could happen.
He said, listen, shawty.
He said, I'm trying to be for real.
I ain't with the games no more.
So I'm standing on business.
He said either you about it or it's on to the next.
So I'm standing on business.
What's up? Because we playing too much.
So this is the word I'm standing on.
This could be us, but you playing.
He said she never texted me back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
After a couple hours, I checked the phone again to see if Kristen had texted me back, only to realize in horror that I had, in fact, texted Kristen. The only problem is that I had not texted my lady friend, Kristen. I had texted the Kristen from our youth group who was 15 years old and on the worship team. To make matters worse, she was about to be at the church in a couple of minutes for practice with her dad. Before I could text her, I'm sorry, wrong person, she walked through the door. He said you could cut the atmosphere with a knife, as I had to explain to her I really didn't mean to ask her out on a date.
I'm speechless on this one.
Apparently she was too. Yo, he added that the dad was like a really serious dad.
Yeah.
Like means business.
Of course
so he came in like ready to kill this guy.
Yeah, I would have too. Because he said, just to be clear.
I want to take you out.
He said, wait.
If I didn't make myself clear,
Yeah.
let me do it now.
I've been seeing you weekly. If what I've been saying to you doesn't make it clear, let me text you this.
Text you this.
I want to take you out for dinner. Just you, not your parents. Just you.
That's like what could
Shorty
go
said,
wrong.
He said,
Went wrong.
Dad.
Look
Dad?
what Pastor Tim sent me. Or Jim, sorry, because Pastor Tim would never do that.
dang, man, Regis.
Yeah, check who you're sending your message to, man. Triple check, man.
That boy pulled.
What?
You gotta cut that.
I didn't hear what he said.
He
so.
said, no, I'm not even gonna say it.
Oh, my gosh. What?
That's the second time you've said that.
Am I wrong?
You said that on a different
Am I
episode too.
wrong? Okay.
Yes, you are wrong
No,
because
I'm
that was
not- I'm
not
not
his
It was an
intentions.
accident. It was an accident.
Like R. Kelly's was actually intentional.
Right. It was a joke. Jokes are funny.
It's crazy.
Ha!
Cut it.
Like
Guys, if you are listening to this in audio form and you want to jump on an Instagram live sometime, YG Chronicles is where you can follow us. We don't go live on TikTok or YouTube at this point, but Instagram Live is where you can hop on and join us and get a behind the scenes look of what's going on here in the studio.
At least he didn't send his OnlyFans link.
That's true.
The 15-year-old girl.
If you're gonna have an OnlyFans like as a youth pastor,
Yeah.
You don't know. You never know.
The other one was a leader, though. That's
it does
never
get
know.
pretty rough out here.
never
I'm not
know.
gonna lie.
Yeah, man. Taxes.
Feet finder, man. I mean,
tough.
what?
It's tough. Huh?
What?
Hey, feet pics, man.
I have a web toe, so get the extra bread.
Yeah, you'd get a lot of money
I'll
for
look
that.
into it. I'll look into it.
Send me the link.
Say the link, man.
This is a story from Eric. Eric said, at youth camp, The guest speaker gave an altar call and invited every student to come down to the altar for prayer. He gave a word to this one particular young student with short hair, and he laid hands on the student's chest and began to declare blessings over this young man's life.
Oh, no.
A few moments later, he was interrupted by the student's friends who were laughing. He tried to block it out and continued praying along the lines of, God raised this young man up to be a mighty man of God. Mm-hmm. May he lead his family well. Mm-hmm. But amidst the laughter, he heard the words, he thinks she's a boy.
You got your hand on a girl's chest, bro. The last two stories have been crazy.
Again, as a youth
Public
pastor.
service announcement. Do better.
As a youth pastor, this is what I do. Let me see your hands. I hold their hands.
100%. 100%.
Guy or girl.
100%.
If she has like heart issues or whatever, hey, let me bring a woman youth leader
100%.
over.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
women pray with women,
100%.
essentially. Men with men, but he really didn't know.
It's
It was
really
probably
not
dark.
that hard.
Listen,
It's
you
not that hard.
You know what's better?
What?
Doing better.
Wow. Profound.
Doing better.
So
I
profound.
have no.
Always put your hand in the back, says Logan. Yes.
Or
What's it
like
call? I have
right
no
here.
Right on
care.
the,
Right
the head
here.
when you're praying.
Like,
What's
or
that?
take
just,
2
like,
seconds.
The shoulder. You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
even
Like,
do the
or
shoulder.
not, you know, that's
I'll do the
crazy.
head and hands. That's it.
That's
But
so
take
wild.
2 seconds. Look at the student you're praying for. Identify them,
Bro, some
And-
kids really be making it hard.
No. But also, he
Come
had
on.
the entirety of the service. The entirety of the service to know that kid was a guy or a girl.
Or
It
what we
is-
could do.
It is
No,
tough to
What we
tell
could
sometimes,
do-
bro.
I don't care. I've had
is
some
tough to tell.
tough to tells.
Listen, bro.
And I'm like,
You-
oh, what's their name?
You don't
That
have
doesn't matter.
right now. You don't have the
Doesn't
opportunity not to know. Like
You ask their
gotta,
friends.
You gotta.
Who would you bring with you? Oh, this
You
is my
gotta do
friend. Blah, 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 blah.
That doesn't matter either.
Oh, are you guys besties?
That
there's
doesn't matter
There's
either.
ways you can find out.
This is crazy.
Because I've had to do
You
that
have to do a
before.
little research.
Yes.
This is crazy.
As a youth pastor, be more responsible, please.
If you don't know,
Not getting
just
text
don't
messages.
specify. Yeah, you're
and
right.
then
You
putting your hands on a woman's
I
chest.
think it was the same person.
It's crazy. It probably was. He was like, I texted her and then I prayed for her chest.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Isaiah.
no. Oh. For legal reasons, I was not on this podcast. Quote Timothy Stearns.
You've been on this podcast 6 times with me.
No.
Brother, it's fine.
Someone
My
asked if
clone.
they saw her face or her hair. I believe he just saw the hair. And then, but again, typically altar call time, it's not like they're blasting lights everywhere. Short hair, go to pray for a
But
kid.
again,
thanks,
he
boy.
had the whole
He did.
service to know.
Or
Dude,
or maybe
lights
you
are in
ask
your
her-
eyes.
You ask
How you
her
see the
what
crowd.
she needs prayer for or
Nah.
something like that. Just be like, hey, why are you up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, quick.
I don't
Hey,
know.
what's your name?
What's your name?
Hey,
right, exactly.
Hey, remind me of your
Riley.
name.
Perfect.
My
Riley?
name's Riley.
Riley, and I see
Hey, I've
sort
only
of long
known
hair.
one man as a Riley.
I've
All
known
of the
quite
other
a-
women?
Yeah, me too, actually.
One guy.
Jamie.
Yeah, that's a girl name.
That's also a girl name.
I know some guy, Jamie.
I don't know
yeah.
a guy named Jamie.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
I
come
know
on.
one
You got
guy named Jamie.
I think he could have done better.
He could have done better.
He should have done
I
better.
agree with you. 100%.
Sam.
Now he has a case.
Sam,
Yep.
I'm not going to lie.
There we go.
You got a woman's name. You got a woman's name, brother.
That's true. Samantha.
Now, Samuel.
Josh, you can submit your stories to stories at
Josh?
ygcpodcast.com for a chance to have them
Isaiah.
read on the show.
Isaiah.
I agree.
This is a story from Nick.
Probably was
He said,
Probably
our
was.
youth group used to put on hardcore punk shows. What the frick? My friends and I were always moshing and kickboxing like maniacs.
Not okay.
What?
The intro was crazy.
What?
My youth group used to put on punk rock shows. We used to punch each other in the face all the time. It's
At-
for Jesus.
At one show, one of the visiting youth group leaders thought we
Violence
needed to
for
be
Jesus.
stopped, so he grabbed my sweatshirt and dragged me out of the mosh pit and started yelling at me to stop. So without thinking, I pretended to be a deaf kid and started fake signing to him. And in a deaf kid voice, I said, I just want to feel the music.
How did that sound?
His face went from pissed to understanding and compassionate in about 3 seconds, and he patted me on the chest and say, okay, it's okay then, buddy. You can go back. My friends just stood there in shock because they couldn't believe I successfully pulled the deaf kid card.
There's a lot going on in this story, brother.
These last 3 stories.
There's
are
a
crazy.
lot going on in these stories. Why are we throwing punk rock shows at youth group? Why are we punching each other? And why does this guy think it's okay to drag a student by his hoodie out of?
No, that's wild. That's wild. You remember that? You remember that video?
That's something
when he
Jake.
was
That's
like-
something Jake would do.
You remember?
Jake put a kid in a chokehold.
Honestly?
Dude, no. When I moved here, the first story, like I just met Jake. Dude, we're playing Xbox. He's like, dude, I choked out. I had to put a kid in a chokehold tonight. I was like, where the frick am I? What is going
Like,
on?
knowing
once,
Jake,
but
that's
it
the
was
least.
playful.
That's the last person
I
I would
did
ever
it
guess
once,
that.
No.
Trey. It was playful, and it was to you.
No, but
okay?
it wasn't
Did
playful.
you choke out Trey?
Not choked him out. I literally put him in a soft chokehold. Stop. Shut up. Shut up, Trey. Shut
You
up.
saw stars, bro.
Your mom was there. She gave me consent. Okay?
Oh,
She did.
okay.
That's fine.
But
Jake
Drop
Jake,
the case.
Jake did it to calm a kid down. Jake did it to calm a kid down.
He's trying to like actually fight and hurt people.
Yeah.
Trey.
But
Trey
you-
tried
That's
to
what
as
this
well.
youth pastor thought was happening.
But you don't put him in the chokehold.
Do you know what happens in a
Trey,
mosh
shut
pit?
up. Shut up, Trey. You were just
That's
sitting there.
crazy, dude.
I took the opportunity.
I get these youth pastors, dude.
Yes, it did,
Sometimes
Eli.
you just gotta, you know.
That kid was smart though. That was thinking on your feet, man.
Hey,
you
He
panicked.
wanted to get back in that mosh pit. Man,
Y'all
he
ever
was
seen
He
that?
wanted to feel the music.
he was ready to start punching people.
Y'all
again,
remember that
man.
video of that pastor who was giving a sermon and he was just like, I went up to the kid and I crumpled the kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Punched him
crumbled.
straight in the chest.
Straight
I
in the
crumpled
chest.
him. Like,
Yeah.
and then
That's
he
what
was like, he hasn't missed a church service since.
He hasn't left the church.
He hasn't left the church.
I'm leaving the church.
He's there
immediately.
early.
If a pastor ever comes up to me and hits me dead in my chest, I'm fighting them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'm leaving the church. I'm fighting you, and then I'm leaving. I'm hitting you in your jaw.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Just for everybody who wants, bring us to your church.
Your kids will get put in a chokehold.
You like the show? Come here. You like the podcast, buddy?
Well, we
Yeah.
might do a breakout punk rock show. Just for the fun of it.
Yo,
Everybody get up. Let's watch it right now.
I miscounted. This is episode 7 for you guys because you actually did a live show already. For those who
yeah, we
have
did.
listened, we were at Uproar Conference.
Oh,
and we
wow.
did,
Yeah.
yes, with Pastor Micah and Isaiah. That was a lot of fun. So if you guys want an idea
Dad
of what
Club.
it's like to bring Youth Group Chronicles to your event and see exactly what we would do, that's a perfect mold of what would happen.
100%.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
fun.
it is an episode on the podcast. It's a bonus episode, so go listen to it if you haven't.
Bonus round.
So it said every episode with Isaiah says, I'm fighting them, small child, adult, or teen.
Can you
fact.
can you relay a message?
Yeah, go for it.
They can get it too.
This is ready to fight, man.
This is a story from...
I hope you heard me.
I'm sure they heard you. This is from Delmar. Delmar said, one morning on a boys-only trip to the beach, our
don't
youth
like it
pastor
already.
was sleeping in, and we were bored. Seeing the beach was empty, we dared our friend to go streaking into the ocean. Without hesitation, this boy stripped all the way down and ran down to the beach and into the ocean. Just then, we heard music start playing at the house next to ours, and an entire wedding party walked out onto the beach next to the ocean. This student was motioning for us to bring him a towel, but we panicked and pretended like we didn't hear him. He had no choice but to walk out of the ocean right behind the bride and groom during the ring exchange. The entire wedding paused and watched this kid walk backwards to our beach house with his hands cupped sheepishly in front of himself.
Yeah.
The groomsmen even started cheering him on.
Hey.
What a wedding gift,
Nah,
man.
honestly, kudos to the groomsmen. For real. Great job.
I would have done the same thing. I'm like, you got it, buddy. You got it.
You can do this, man.
Yeah.
You got it, man. That's wild.
Dang, man. I would have just stayed in the water.
That's
Yeah,
what I was
100%.
thinking. But
I'd have
everyone's
been out
probably
there
like
like,
wondering
all
why he's
right.
out behind them in the ocean. I don't know.
Okay.
That's true, too.
But also, they said they were really scared they were going to get in trouble because they weren't supposed to be out of the beach house. So he was probably like, man, I'm going to get caught.
Yeah.
Youth pastor's going to find out.
With your wiener out, too, man.
The wet willy outside.
The wet willy outside.
The wet willy is crazy.
Sandy. You're in there, sandy.
Wet willy is nuts.
Sandy
Sand
cheeks.
is
That's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah, I was
That's
on the
so
beach in
crazy.
Florida. Sand goes everywhere, brother.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
And I had shorts on as well.
Yeah, you were clothed.
I was.
Yeah.
I literally had
Thank
sand
God.
in my butt cheeks for like days.
All right.
Okay.
Appreciate
Sandy
that.
cheeks, man. That's what
Thanks,
you call me
man.
now. Yeah, my cheeks are visual.
Yeah, don't touch
Visual.
me.
If you have stories you want to send into the show, stories at ygcpodcast.com is where you can send them in.
Yeah,
Sierra with your comments tonight. Sierra said, I would have gone under. Hope you have to. What'd you say? Hope you can hold your breath. for an entire wedding ceremony.
I would have just swam to the side where they're not at, and then I would have.
Yeah, but dude, you can see people for like a mile down the beach.
That's true.
And it's early in the morning. You're like the only one out there. Everyone notices there's someone in the water.
That's facts.
Everyone's like
What if
distracted.
it was a bigger kid too?
It's a beach.
What if he was like our size?
Go like 3 houses down,
Nah.
cut up, and
If
then
you-
go over.
Everyone
What?
would have freaking seen that, dude. 100%.
Okay.
Especially since you started right behind them,
Yeah, bro.
and then they watch you like leave their peripheral. They're
the
following you,
photographer.
bro.
You know
with
what
their
I would
eye.
have done? I'd have been like, hey, hey guys, sorry, didn't know this was going on.
Congrats.
Y'all didn't hear? It's a nude beach.
It's a new beach.
Signs out front.
This is from Catherine. Catherine said, some older ladies at the youth camp I worked at told me that back when they were leaders, a camper got caught with quite a bit of weed.
Oh.
The summer director and the leaders didn't want to get the police involved, so they decided to dispose of it themselves.
They burned it.
They were just going to flush it, but they didn't want to clog the sewer system. So they came up with another idea.
Yeah.
The summer director had a wood stove in her house on
okay.
site, so they decided to just burn it.
Not
They
in the
house
house.
a freaking bag of weed.
During a
She
camp-wide
was sitting next
game,
to it like, this is nice.
they did this during a camp-wide game, which was downhill from the director's house. So the summer director and the cabin leaders possibly stoned the entire camp and never told any of them.
I feel like, man, I'm just having a good time out here, man.
Somebody went home to get a job, got drug tested, couldn't do it.
I didn't smoke, I swear. Well,
Called the pastor for a reference. I can't sign this. I can't sign it.
So could you I mean, if it's floating downhill through,
Probably
that would be pretty diluted.
it
I would
had to
imagine
be
the
a
house.
lot of weed.
If they were inside,
yeah.
yeah. But it also, the amount of the weed.
They were burning a lot of weed for a long time.
It could definitely happen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've been breathing that in? You kidding me?
Christians are scary though.
And it's during a game, too, so you're like heart's beating fast, you're breathing heavy.
Remember the one youth pastor that thought she got high because of the fact that she had a pen in her
So that one,
purse?
I imagine she got it like in her eye, or if she licked it.
No.
It's a pen.
Yeah,
No.
but it's dabs,
I looked
though.
it up. I looked it
Yeah,
up,
if
and I
you
was
get
because
that
I
in
was
your-
wondering.
Yeah.
I was like, could this have happened? I do think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Depends how much you
All
she
the
got.
syrup
Right.
like seeped out into her purse.
Oh,
and she said
yeah.
she tasted it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dab, bro. Someone that never smoked weed in their life and they ate a dab or wax. Yeah, nah. Or
See?
a cart.
Dude, people actually got
Not
so mad at
believable.
that post. They're like, well, one, they kept saying I was gay because I had a purse, but the story wasn't about me. It was a woman. And then, dude, everyone
They
was
did
like,
say that.
what's
I
this
was
gay
like, this
youth
is
pastor
crazy.
doing? I was like, guys, it wasn't about me.
Why,
Like,
why do you have a purse, bro?
yeah,
Are you
literally
serious?
everyone was so mad about that. And then everyone was like, this couldn't have
I can
happened.
see you
but
with a purse though, like
yeah.
a fanny pack.
I can see it happen.
yeah,
100%.
like
What they're
cross chest one.
100%. Those are fire. I get
do
one.
look good.
I'm not even lying.
I have a Supreme one.
I want a septum piercing. What do y'all think?
I don't
A what?
think- I don't think it look good.
Why not?
I think you look good with like a little stud.
I have a picture of me. doing that.
I think a stud would look better.
I'm gonna show you. Hold on. I got
In
you.
your nose?
I think a stud would look better. Or a little hoop on this side, like on this side right here.
Oh,
Bro.
a bull ring? Me?
Like
I
a
see
like
it.
a hoop one right
yeah.
here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fire. I ain't
Yo,
gonna
that's
lie.
gotta hurt so bad.
That'd be fire.
I can't.
Septums?
That'd be fire.
My ex had a septum. Ooh, that's a bad
I'm
story.
saying, bro. I'm saying.
Nah.
Come on,
You
bro.
look too punk rock.
That looks good.
Nah. You
It
look
looks
too-
real good. Samuel.
You had one? When did you have that?
It's a filter.
Oh, gotcha.
I think it looks fire, bro.
I think a little hoop on the
I think that would look fire.
Hoop on the
bro.
side.
That would hurt like heck.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Bro, I would be
No, it doesn't.
crying tears,
I had
dude.
one.
No, it doesn't. You would cry tears if you got a tattoo, Sam.
Yeah, I would. Oh.
Yes.
Ugh.
No, brother, they go right through. They pull it up. I've been there to see it happen. They pull it all the way up, and then they go right through.
Listen, bro.
That-
Right out here, I went to go get my ears pierced. The gun got literally stuck in my earlobe. She was like, "It's stuck." I was like, "I can tell," and she
That's
just kept
why you
yanking
don't
it.
get a gun.
So, like, you know,
You never go
If
to
I could go through that,
Nah,
then
that's
a
different.
septum piercing's fine.
Ugh.
I'm gonna get it. You know
Piercings
what? I'm
wig
gonna
me
do what I
out,
want.
dude. I can't do
I'm gonna do
piercings.
what I want.
This is a story
what I
from Jared. Jared said, for a youth group trip, my co-leader and I brought some students to an amusement park. An important note, one of the kids in our youth group is on the spectrum. We all decided to try go-karting together, and everything was fine for the first few minutes. However, just as I was turning the bend, I raised my head to see our special needs student doing donuts in the middle of the racetrack, nearly colliding with me in the process. I avoided him, and instead of stopping, he proceeded to go the opposite direction around the track at full speed. The worker at the booth saw him and asked him to stop, but instead of stopping, the kid misinterpreted him and continued to go one more lap around the track, thinking the worker was telling him to keep going.
That's crazy. Okay, listen, spectrum and like Down syndrome and like that stuff is different. Autism is different than like Down syndrome or like other forms of mental disabilities. So this is my thing. I work with a lot of those in my current youth group, and I love them. Imagining that is so real because like you got to be like, stop! Like, what are you doing? And they're like, what? They don't think it's wrong. And it's like funny because like you can't like because they're having the time of their life, and like you don't want to stop them, you know, but it's dangerous. Oh man, dude, I love those kids, man.
Not those kids.
Yeah, special needs kids, I love them. Kids on the spectrum, I love them. They're like the funniest, like most like go get them. Like
Next story.
Yo, you
I don't
remember
know, dude. It's just
Micah
funny.
from camp?
Can you stop?
I'm not making fun of him, but that is another story of just a kid that was funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they just love
Sierra,
life.
No,
can
he
you
literally-
get your husband.
They
I
just
was
love
his
life.
counselor.
Yeah,
And he had some disabilities, and
Right.
every night he would tell me to go die in a hole.
That was my guy. For real.
Yeah. He's
was
like,
my guy for
Sam,
real.
go die in a hole.
I loved Micah.
wow, that's great. Something like I would say as well. No,
Micah, yeah, I do love Micah. He was a cool kid.
that's awesome.
Still is a cool kid.
They
But
just,
I've
they
not
just
seen him
love
in a long
life,
time.
dude. They
Did we
just
still
love
have
life.
contact with him?
Huh?
I
Yeah, I
love
know
that
his mom.
guy. I love that guy
Yeah.
so much.
I wanna meet him.
There were so many other stories. Actually, no, I can't tell that story. That was the one.
Yeah, you
After
can't
dark.
tell it.
After dark. No.
100%. 100%
No, I gotta move
tell
on.
it.
I gotta
After
move on.
dark. After dark.
The one about Ryan. No, okay, yeah. Well,
Don't tell
Listen
it.
to your
wife says
Listen to your
no.
wife.
Wife says no. That means I can't.
Oh,
You sure, Sierra? Okay,
Mission.
Sierra says no.
the submission's supposed to be the other way.
This
I'm
is
scared
a
of you.
story from Richie. Richie said, on my way to summer camp, the leader that was driving our car decided that it would be a good idea to tell my friend who was sitting next to him to grab the steering wheel, which my friend did. Mind you, my friend is a student and the leader is in his 40s. While my friend had the wheel, the leader just started scrolling through Facebook Reels, and this went on for 20 minutes.
I would totally do that. I would totally do that. Hey man, just keep it straight.
Cruise control,
Yeah,
straight, you know.
Yeah, just keep it straight.
Yo, actually, one time, and actually, we were both over the age of 20. But one time, I did that in my Nissan, and I was getting a text message, and you know, I was holding on to the gas and stuff like that, and I look over, and man's on his phone while he's on the steering wheel.
That's
I was
crazy.
like, what are we doing? You're supposed to be paying attention, but I couldn't get mad because I was behind the steering wheel texting. So
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
You just incriminated yourself.
If
brother.
we would have seen the Lord, we would have went to hell.
No, I had kids that were cool like that I would let hold the steering wheel.
Well, the problem is
It's illegal.
that's not okay.
Problem is, I don't care.
Oh,
Whoa.
for legal
Noted.
purposes, he was on this podcast.
I don't care.
saying
Clip this.
I was in Texas, so
Flip
not New
this,
York.
guys.
That was in Texas.
it doesn't matter.
No, if you
It's illegal
set
everywhere.
the speed, your not autopilot, your cruise control to like 3 mile an hour below the
Yeah,
speed limit,
easy.
so that all the cars are passing you. You're never like up on someone, and you just have someone hold the steering wheel. You're good
You're
for
chilling.
a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those long road trips get long, man.
yeah,
This is great.
absolutely.
You gotta
This is great.
scroll.
Yep.
Next story.
I would scroll.
Follow
on
us for more
TikTok.
driving advice.
I would scroll on TikTok with students in my car. I'd be like, bro, look at this.
Thank you, Anna.
Shut up.
Awesome, look, bro.
This is a story from Connor. Connor said, at a youth retreat, there were 4 boys from the youth group I was with that kept talking during the services. The talking was pretty noticeable to the people sitting around them, so some of the leaders told our youth pastor about it. After we told him, he said that he'd talked to them. An hour later, some of us ran into our youth pastor and asked him if he had talked to the kids, and he said that he had, and everything should be pretty good now. We thought that was the end of it, but a couple hours later, me and a couple of leaders saw the 4 boys talking to each other. We overheard all the kids telling each other that they were going to clap each other's cheeks. We all started to freak out, wondering if they knew what they meant. And since they were only 11 years old, and why they were saying that. But when we asked them where they heard that from, they said that their youth pastor had told that to them.
They're in my youth group.
We started to freak out because we didn't know if someone was about to catch a case. And we found out after we pulled the youth pastor aside later and started questioning him why he would ever say that apparently he got really confused as he told us, doesn't clapping someone's cheeks mean you're going to fight them? It turns out that before he went to talk to the boys, he asked a youth student what it meant to clap someone, and they told him it meant to fight. But I guess he heard the phrase clap your cheeks somewhere too and thought it just meant the same thing as fighting someone. So when he went to tell the kids, his exact words were, if you don't stop talking during service, I will clap you guys' cheeks. After we told him what it actually meant, he had a sigh of relief. He told us that he was planning on saying that in front of all 200 people at the retreat during his upcoming sermon. And on top of that, that was the service that the bishop of our church was planning to show up to.
What a clutch friend, man. Because I said that during a sermon multiple times.
That's
When
Not
I was
in that context.
18. Yeah, not in that context.
So crazy.
I said,
If y'all don't shut the frick up, I'm gonna clap all y'all's cheeks. Tonight.
dude, if we said that today, they would have been like, hey,
That's a
yo.
case. Back then it's a
yo.
case too. I
don't feel like this was a back then because that's a pretty
It's
like
Yeah, that's
Probably-
pretty current
current
saying,
terminology.
brother.
this happened last weekend.
Oh my goodness, that's
Someone just
horrible.
commented, everyone say prosties.
That's a throwback.
That's so crazy.
Everyone say
that man
prosties.
said, I'm gonna clap y'all's cheeks tonight.
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 Someone said it's probably a good thing they didn't understand. Yeah, probably a great.
That's so crazy.
Hey, that's an honest mistake though.
Someone asked if
Yeah.
that was me. Absolutely not.
It is.
That was not
honest.
me either.
But that is the craziest. Like if I was a parent over here.
Yeah, hearing that, dude.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth or I'm gonna clap your cheeks. I'm
Clap the cheeks.
gonna clap your cheeks.
I'll let
Yeah, all right.
Okay, brother.
All right.
Time to call your senior pastor.
I'm calling the cops.
Yeah.
Calling the cops.
I said clapping cheeks. If people don't remember
so
or
crazy.
see that podcast, I was talking about the prodigal son when he left. I said in my sermon when I was 17 or 18 years old, he was out here clapping cheeks
He
with
was.
prosties.
He definitely was.
Way different context.
Way
He
different
definitely
context.
That pastor
you know
was
what? They
about to
understood
get
it.
A case
Yeah, he was.
against him.
Yo, people are wild in the comments.
You imagine Bishop being there and saying that?
and not knowing what it was, and then he had
Yeah.
to ask, "Hey, what's he talking about?"
He would like ask like Pastor Cody, "Hey, what
What do you mean to clap
what does
cheeks?
that mean? Clap
Imagine
cheeks.
Pastor Spence.
Pastor Spencer would say it with Bishop there.
Yeah, he would be the one to not know what it
Yeah.
was. Heard it one time and just announce it on a
Yeah.
Sunday morning.
Oh my God.
Bishop would be like, "Hey, Cody, what does clapping cheeks mean?" Cody, Pastor Cody, what does clapping cheeks mean? I'm gonna have to talk to Pastor after this.
I'm gonna have to talk to Pastor.
I love Bishop, dude. He's my guy.
Nah, he's a great man.
He's
That's
a
actually
holy
what he
dude.
sounds like too.
Yeah,
That
he
was a
literally
great
said it.
impression.
Thank you.
A couple more stories here. This is from Brian. He said, "I was driving a boat at summer camp, and after a few minutes, I heard a kid yelling from the tube that I was towing, requesting me to stop.
That's so scary.
Apparently, the kid never took off his prosthetic leg, and mid-ride, it flew off and sank into the middle of the lake."
Please stop, please. He's like, yeah. Heck yeah. He's like, no. He puts up his leg. Oh, God. Circle back. Those are like thousands of dollars. So they're so
Who's going down for that? Like, how do you know where it was?
Yeah, dude, you're not finding that. I think they should float. Though, you know what I mean? Like, and why did he take it off? Hey,
Someone asked how it came off. I mean, have you ever been on a tube riding behind a boat? You're like,
tubes
No,
are
the
scary.
slopping on those
the
things.
pressure is crazy.
Yeah.
Tubes
Yes.
are scary. Tubes are scary, dude. I hate them.
Really? They're so fun.
No, dude. One time I was on a tube. My dad was going, and he was like flying. Dude, this fish came up out of water, landed in my tube, and was like flopping around. I was like, no, I flipped off. It was so
Have you ever been
scary.
water skiing?
If somebody would have seen that from the sideline.
Oh, they thought it was his real leg?
He slaps the ground and his leg flies off.
It's like, they see the leg just.
They're like, oh my God.
He lost his leg.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
his
man,
parents
that's
must have been
crazy.
so mad.
Yeah, I would have been mad, bro.
That was my son. Losing prosthetic in the water.
Dang. Does it sink or swim?
It sunk. I feel like they should float though.
Wait, what are you saying, Sarah? Hang 10. Sorry, I'm reading the comment.
Yeah.
Can who's what?
Use your arm, brother.
Did you just ask if the kid could
You
swim?
can tread water like
Stop.
this.
Stop.
I mean, you also have a life jacket when you're on those things, like a high
Hopefully.
impact.
I never did.
I never did either.
I never did.
That's concerning in itself.
Why would you have a life jacket on? You're
Bro,
on a
fall,
floating.
You fall off. You
You're
can hit
on
the
a
water going
flotation
fast
device.
enough. You hit the water going fast enough, you can be knocked out.
Hey,
100%.
Bro, who is thinking about that? Who is? Actually,
literally
you,
everybody.
Because no,
Literally
you guys
everybody.
were in camp, so I
Don't
understand
say
if y'all
that's
thinking
crazy.
about
No life
that.
jacket
But my
is crazy.
grandfather never once. He was like, "You want? Yeah, get on it.
yeah, jump on.
Like what? No, nobody's thinking about that.
I had a great time.
It was a fun time,
I was
and
mad when I
survived.
did- I was
You know
mad
what
when I
mean?
didn't wear a
Like,
life
I'm
jacket.
literally fine. Takeaways from this podcast: there was a lot of you can learn how to not live.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like take your prosthetic off.
Yep,
Don't text little girls.
yep.
Don't pray over little girls.
Put your hands where they don't need.
Right, exactly. You know?
Just be better, man. Do better. Do better, youth pastors.
Yeah,
Youth pastors, youth
that's
pastors.
crazy. That's
Pastor Mike
really-
and Isaiah, thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
for
me on
having
this
us, man.
episode.
Yes,
If you
sir.
guys are new to the show, you can check us out on Instagram, YG Chronicles, on TikTok, as well as YouTube, where we post full video episodes of the show. So check us out there. And if you'd like Youth Group Chronicles to come to you, we'll keep
Listen,
it a
man,
little.
it'll be a fun time.
Yes,
I
it
promise.
will be a good time.
Clean,
Good time.
Fun time.
Yes.
That was Zay.
No, 100%. 100%.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining me, and we will see all of you next week.
Love y'all.